And this episode here of Hat Trick Hockey is always brought to you by our good friends over at Claroux and Son Roofing. These guys are what I like to call the kings of roofing with over 20 years. Yes, 20 years in the business. These guys are fully insured, offer free estimates. These guys get the job done right the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, when you want your roof done, you call Claroux and Son. So call them for your free estimate today, 519-819-4309.
Showtime! Woo! Woo! Woo!
And what is going on, everybody out there? All of you beauts and beauties. It's episode number 130 of Hat Trick Hockey, which is always brought to you by our good friends over at GL Heritage, the official beer of Hat Trick Hockey. If you like Tristan's hoodie right there, the sweet HTH hoodie, just smash the link on the post. It'll bring you right into the store for you to collect all of your sweet HTH merch. And here, as always, inside Windsor Laser Cutting Studios, I'll bring in my boy Tristan inside Barker Builds. Tristan, what's up, buddy? Been quite the week for us.
It's been a fantastic week for us. You know what? Aside from work, we were able to get some time off, and obviously, I'm going to let you chip into this conversation. But thanks to our wonderful sponsor, who Anthony is currently representing with his hoodie,
Tony's Joint, baby.
Tony's Joint. We were able to get, sparing no expense,
Yeah.
some fantastic seats. Talk about that, Ant.
So I went into Tony's Joint. It was probably a couple weeks ago. Him and I always stay in touch. We talk all the time. So I was just in there one day and he was just like, hey, like, do you want some seats to a Red Wings game? And I was like, well, which one? So he gave me the pick. It was either San Jose or Calgary. Well, I figured, Calgary, I think, has more guys that we'd probably like to see, Kadri, Huberto, like Uyghur, like, guys like that. So I figured that was a good pick. So I picked them. But at first, I say to him, like, where are they at? Because last time I was at a game, I don't really do the best with heights. Okay. So when I'm sitting way up, but it felt like I was like tilting over the ice. So I didn't like that very much when I sat up high there. So I asked him, so I'm like, where's the seats? He's like, they're 21 rows off the ice, right at center, right behind the penalty box. So I was like, well, fuck yeah, we want them, right? So I figure it's a night out for the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I grab him and what do we do, Tris? We go over there. We got parking pass, everything. Like this was a
Yep.
top notch hookup by
Oh,
these
yeah.
guys.
100%.
Top notch. We go there and we crossed the border. Everything was super smooth, eh?
Very good. Yeah. They were, you know what? It was just the way things are run at Little Caesars are just so professional. Like the ushers, everybody, and it's a very welcoming environment. I encourage everyone, regardless the team you cheer of,
Go
maybe
there.
try and find tickets. Yeah, tickets to a game where your team is playing the Wings, or if you cheer for the Wings,
Yeah.
chances are you've been there. Go there. It's top state of the art arena, brand new. I think it's the newest in the league next to Seattle's.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, it's fantastic and just great, like
But
great food.
we had the fucking VIP experience. So
Yeah.
what I was told when I got these seats is like everything's taken care of, like the parking, anything that you drink, anything that you eat there. We had to wear these little like things that like tied onto our wrists, and we had to wear those. And it was just what was funny though. So we all get there and we go inside. The first thing we all do is we all step up and grab a hot dog as soon as we walk in there.
Yep.
Yeah, it was funny though, man. But it was just, I don't know. I've never had that experience before. I've never had seats like that. Those are probably like, you don't get those seats very often. So
Yeah, no, they're you got to have a full wallet to get those. But
yeah,
I also want to say before we got to our VIP seats, well, I suppose it was after, but
we went.
we went and paid a visit to a very good friend of the show, Darren McCarty, who's an absolute legend. It was an honor meeting Mr. McCarty. Just a class act and treats you more like a brother than like
Yeah, he was awesome.
he's so like professional, but at the same point, he's down on your level. He's down to earth. He's not like, oh, get away from me, or like, oh, I'm a
Mhm.
star. You should treat me with some respect. No, he's just professional, and I was lucky enough to get his signature on my hat. So I'll be keeping that. That one's not going to be worn anymore. That one's going to sit right here on my nice desk. But yeah, it was definitely an honor meeting him, and just a great experience overall.
Sick
Once
shoes
we
on him too. You see those
oh
fucking things?
the
Those
red
shoes,
Air
bright
Force Ones, yeah,
red,
bright
fucking
red.
what a guy. And then he's like showing me, he's like his watch is red. He pulls out his fucking glasses. Glasses
Yeah,
are red. I'm like, look at this guy. Just all done up. Yeah, he was a beauty. But yeah, the game too itself was like, oh yeah,
fantastic.
speaking of when we met up with Mac, the funny part I was gonna bring up too is like we stood there and talked to him. It was probably 10 minutes or so.
Yeah,
And by the time we were done talking to him, there was like a big crowd around us.
yep, yeah. They realized
Like I
who it
was like,
was,
uh-oh, because obviously it's him, right? And he's getting ready
right?
to go up and do, I think he was on Bally Sports that
Yeah,
night.
Bally Sports pregame show.
Yeah. So he did that. So we met him like right at the stage for it. So, but yeah, and there was a big crowd around us. But when we wanted to do our photo and we wanted to get all of us in it, there was a guy, there's this guy standing there. He was waiting for an autograph. D Mac grabs my phone. He goes, here, tell you what, snap this fucking photo here and I'll sign that for you. So he like
Yep,
made a deal with the guy so he signed him an autograph. So just it was funny, but
it was. But you know what? The game itself, though,
yes.
man. So both teams, Calgary and Detroit, are kind of. I mean, I think Detroit's performing to expectation, but
Mhm.
Calgary's definitely underperformed this year, and they're kind of similar records, right around 500, maybe just above it. And I I got like I would say my money's worth. Tony, I got your money's worth.
Yeah.
But it was
And
it was
fucking
just
pizza.
yeah, it was awesome. Like, oh, I love the pizza there, man. But just the game like started off first period, end of the first, it was 1-0. Or was it
No,
zeros?
I think it was 0-0.
It was zeros, but early in the second,
It was
Noah
1-0.
Hannafin
Yeah.
took a shot from the point. It was redirected by Blake Coleman. Yeah, nice redirect. A bit of a greasy goal, but it was a good goal
Mhm.
nevertheless, a drive by. And to that point, Huso had been very strong, and from that point on, he stayed strong. And
Yeah.
Wings got a power play opportunity late in the period. It was, yeah, I think it was like around a minute left in the period, and
Just under, I think.
Larkin got a pass from Perron coming into the zone, and he just broke free and snapped one top shelf glove side. Like it was a beautiful wrist shot,
Yeah.
like right under the bar, and power play goal. And I think that kind of took the wind out of Calgary. To that point, they had most of the momentum. The shots were mainly for them, but started to turn the Wings way once they got a couple power plays,
Mhm.
and then start of the third, about midway through into the third, a 2-on-1 came about, and Philip Zadina went up with Oscar Sungfist, and Zadina made a nice saucer pass over to Sonny, and then he waited at the back door, and he's been gripping his stick a little tight ever since he came into the league. He's always
Mhm.
been the prospect. Oh, is he going to be a bust? He never finishes, and he wasn't missing this one. Sonny gave him the return pass, and it was a wide open net, and man, it was electric, eh? When he
Oh,
just
dude.
swept it into the open cage.
What was what was nuts too is you were like, yeah, he's back tonight. He's gonna score. And then like and then when you said that though, like I said at the game, I was like, I got thinking. I was like, I almost threw a fucking hundo on him just to see if he would score. And I think I would have won like 300 or 400 bucks if I would have done that.
Would I
So
have seen
shame
any of
on
it?
me. Yeah, me and you and I could have worked something out.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's awesome. Every game I go to, because Zadina is my favorite player on the Red Wings.
Hmm.
Uh, Easily a top three favorite player for me in the league. Well, I got to watch him play in Halifax, and I was very happy when the Red Wings drafted him. That's when I really started to like get into the draft and like the Red Wings and stuff was 2017, 18 when I was really, really invigorated by behind the scenes. So
Hmm.
I still believe Zadina's got a lot to give, and I believe the Wings have a lot to get from him. He's he's got a really good shot. He's smart two-way too, which is really underappreciated in his game. He doesn't make very many errors when it comes to like back checking. He's always there, and I love that about him. So going forward, I hope that's a big confidence boost for him, and you can keep filling up those nets.
Damn right, dude. That hit Uyghur threw on fucking Wallman too
Oh,
was a big one, and he's also day to day now. Wallman's day to day right now. So,
yeah, it
but
was.
Uyghur ended up coming back into the game because he left the game, and then I think later on he blocked a shot or something. He went back down the tunnel, but he came right back out. So that guy's an absolute warrior.
He
But
is.
Huso was unbelievable last night. He made
Yeah.
some great that other goalie made some nice saves too. That one, someone had a shot back door, I want to say Bertuzzi, and he
Mm-hmm.
come across with the blocker.
Oh,
Remember that one? Like that game
yeah.
should have been 4-5-1.
Yeah, it was. You
Probably
know
it
what?
should have been.
The Wings, both ways, it was competitive. Like it
Mm,
was very open. Like no one really had sustained pressure. Calgary just chose to shoot the puck more, right?
mhm.
But like it was, the Wings would get a lot of zone time. Then it'd be Calgary. It'd be back and forth. There was never really like, oh wow, they're dominating.
Yeah,
But I think later on in the game, the Wings, they really played really good lockdown D, and Calgary, all the shots were coming from the outside, so
it was a
nothing
good,
really they could do.
sick game though.
Oh, sick game! And if
Quote,
anyone wants,
yeah,
go on my personal Instagram account
yeah,
or our Hat Trick Hockey on Facebook. I uploaded. I was able to
yeah,
catch Larkin's goal on film. It's
yeah.
decent
That was
quality. Nothing to get get excited about, but it's pretty cool when you get to
yeah.
see it from the fans' perspective and hear how electric it gets in there.
Also, quote of the night. Um, Tristan leaning into me goes, "Want to know how good the sound system is
Oh
here?" And
well, that's all right. We don't.
oh, like what's that? Right? Should I say
It
it,
was
Tristan? I should say
no,
it.
no, no. Just hold that one, but it's pretty funny. It's when it when it's tickling you in spots you weren't expecting, you know the sound's pretty loud. So yeah.
That's not the way he said it, but I
Well,
guess I'll
it's
I'll
all
leave
good.
it to your imagination then.
Yeah.
You're lucky you stopped me because I was just gonna fucking say it. I've
Well,
said
it's nothing
I've said
bad. If
worse.
someone wants to hear it, they can come up and ask me.
Yeah, it
But
was funny though.
there are women who listen to this podcast, so let's
Yeah.
try and be respectful. Anyway, but yeah, it was crazy in there. Crazy in there. Just how like the whole experience, and it was Star Wars night,
Yeah, that I didn't realize that too until
so we were
I've
able to see
gotten
like Darth Vader and all these. The
we seen
stormtroopers were all
we
around.
seen Ozzy and Jimmy
Chris
Howard
Osgood,
too
yeah, it
showing
was
up. Who
cool.
else did we see? What didn't we see? Edmondson, wasn't he there?
Simon Edvinson, yeah, he
Yeah.
was standing out. He was far away though. I wanted to talk to him, but he was with his family. I figured because Grand Rapids has had like quite a few games off. Like they have this week off from playing, so I figured most of them would be at the game, and I saw Edvinson, so that's pretty cool.
Mm.
I'm so excited for when he gets to the league, but that's a conversation for another day.
So once again, fucking Tony's joint, always pulling through in the clutch for us. So
Yeah, thanks, Tony. That was
big
incredible.
thank you to them. So
I'll
be
thank him
sure
personally, but
you guys check them out too. Their stores are awesome. I got 3 stores now, I believe. There's Essex, Kingsville, and I'm not sure if the one in Leamington is open. I think it is, but he's gonna have a 3rd location. So seriously, check those guys out. They're awesome. So thanks again to them. 73s. 73s. Okay, they come home from the trip. They're fucking dropped 2 games in a row, I think. They're 2-3 in their past 5
I
games.
think they dropped
We dropped 2 straight to the Blades.
right, but before that, oh no, you're right. It was just 2 in a row.
We're
But yeah,
2-3 in our last 5. So a little
Yeah.
bit of a wobble here.
Well, it's to be expected, I think, right? Because, well, maybe not against Blenheim, but you know what? I will say this. I will voice this. Blenheim has gotten better. They've gotten several junior B players. They're not to be trifled with, and the 73s found that out the hard way twice. Basically, they were kept to the outside and they couldn't really get much going. But I think the game they recently had against Dresden reignited the flame a bit. I think they were just kind of idling through and were like, they looked kind of lost. I went on the road and watched the game. It's not like they weren't trying. Like, there was definitely effort there. They had chances, but at the same point, like, you could tell they were getting down with every save the other goalie got. Like, they're like, hey, the puck's not going in as easy as it usually is. And guys start to grip their sticks more when they get in the slot. They try too hard to bury it, they'll miss the net and stuff. And they're overthinking it, I think. And they kept things simple against Dresden. And
Yeah, it was a beatdown, eh?
yeah, what did they handed them a snowman 8, right?
Yeah,
8
I
to
think
2.
so.
They
Yeah, something like that.
or 7
Fuck,
to 2.
fucking Trife got one, eh? Trife's on the board.
Mateo Trifon. Guy is an absolute legend. All 6'5" of him, 220
Just
pounds.
steamrolls
The
people.
unit.
It's amazing.
He's been good this year. I will
Yeah.
commend him. In my opinion, Mateo, I don't know if he's listening to this, or Jamie.
I'm sure he does. So what's
Mateo,
up?
you know what? He has been the 73's best player over their last 4 games.
Mhm.
He is really, I don't know what it is, but he's improved his game, in my opinion. Like, two-way hockey, he's been so good on the back end for the threes, and he was honored with a goal. So it was
I was
cool to
thinking,
see.
man, I'm like,
It was a beauty too. He walked in from the blue line and just took a shot and ripped it over the glove side of the goalie. So
love it.
mm-hmm.
I always say, man, with a guy that big and like he moves good for a big guy too, right? Like extremely good. I'm just like, buddy, just keep the puck out of your net and just fucking steamroll people. Like that's and but
You know what?
I've noticed now, like as of late, like over the past probably let's say 6 games or so, I noticed that now he's really starting to throw his body around now, and I like that a
Yep.
lot. Like he's more physical, he's more aggressive, he's jumping in on the rush and stuff now, what you said, how he scored his goal, right? So I love his game right now. He's playing very well. I just hope that this wobble doesn't last too long for us. We get everything back on track here and fucking, because we're coming down the stretch, baby. Now's the time. So
Yeah.
fucking fire this train back up here.
But to be fair, that was a very minor bump in the long trail of things, as the 73s currently sit atop the league.
Mhm.
Not in points percentage. I will give credit to the Stainer Siskins. They are ahead of us in point percentage. They are 30-2 with games in hand. But the Red Wings, there we go. The
That's
73s, my mind's still like on the game. But no, the 73s are 30 wins, 3 regulation losses, and 2 overtime losses for a total of 62 points. They have 167 goals for, which is probably, it's top 10 in the league. And then a league leading, this is where it is because Jamie McDermott, how fantastic of a defensive coach he is. League leading, only 49 goals against. The next lowest is 51, and they have 3 games in hand. So 73s, they keep the puck out of their net. Even with giving up 4 against Blenheim the other night, they're still like, they're averaging like not even 1.5 goals against a game. That's crazy.
Especially for how far along we are too, right? Like we're in the more or less the home stretch, right? So,
right, yeah, the final quarter of the season.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
man. I think there's 4 home games left? 5 home games left,
yeah,
maybe?
something like that. It's this month.
Mhm.
It's the rest of this month, and then they've got
I'm at the next 2 for sure.
I want to say I could be wrong, but I want to say it's like the 2nd or 3rd week in March they start the playoffs. But anyway, like always, we're big advocates for the 73s. Anyone come on down. It's nice and cheap. You get good seats. You get good.
There's only 3 home
conditions,
games left.
3. There you go. Yeah,
And
I was gonna say it's we're coming to the final couple weeks, but
they're against Wheatley, Amherstburg, and Lakeshore. So
Wheatley this
Wheatley
Tuesday.
week.
Come and watch
Valentine's
that
Day.
game. Anyone who's listening.
Yes.
Wheatley is also a force.
These are going to be 3 good games left.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, they're like the league right now in our division. It goes Essex, Lakeshore, Wheatley, Blenheim, Moortown. We're good. Moortown, Amherstburg, then Dresden and Wallaceburg. Man,
Do we have any guys coming back from injury, suspension?
I don't know. I think Jake Fields and Carson Noble are both still up in the air. I know Everett Parent was out this week. I don't know if that was a scratch or undisclosed injury, but and Cavan, I don't know what his estimated time back is, but Adrian McBride, he's been holding his own in net while Cavan's been away, so big props to him.
Oh, we also want to extend our condolences to the McCabe family as well for
Yes.
I believe it was the loss of Sean's mom. So Sean is a former guest on the show. He's a good friend of the show.
Mhm.
We've shot the shit a bunch this year at the game, so we just want to reach out and say we're very sorry for your loss, and we love you guys, and we're always here. So
Yep. Yeah, we definitely do love you guys. Kale, Cav, the whole family, and we extend our condolences, and going forward, we hope to see you at the rink, have some good chats and good laughs.
oh yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah.
NHL trades and signings. I know you got a bunch. I'm just gonna let you
Yes.
off the leash here, kid.
All right,
I know
so
you're you got them all stacked up. So let her fly, kid.
So I'll talk about. I'll try and go chronological order here. So last week we had talked about the Bo Horvat trade,
Yes.
which saw Bo arrive in Long Island, playing for the New York Islanders. Lou brought him in, and Lou did not hesitate in inking him to a contract. Bo Horvat looking like he's going to be a part of the leadership team for a long time to come. 8 years, 8.5 mil. He got the bag.
Yeah.
And, maybe a bit much considering he's having an outlier season. He's never had this production before, but he's keeping it up. He's 3 for 3 with the
I was
Islanders.
gonna say he's been lights out since
he's got 3 goals in 3 games with them. So, hey, props to him. Horvat, he brings scoring to the Islanders that they definitely needed. They have a lot of playmaking guys, a lot of two-way guys, and the style of hockey they play isn't really as offensive as maybe Horvat would have been playing under Boudreau in Vancouver. So, nice contract for him. He's saddled up, he's ready to go for the next 8 years, and he gets to kick back. It doesn't matter if he plays like crap. He's getting that 8.5 mil. So
money.
yeah. Also,
Man.
before that same week, Dylan Strome kind of rejuvenated his career with the Caps. They're trying to stay young. They're trying to keep Ovi on a competitive team. He wants to chase that goal record. He wants to keep chasing the cup. So they're keeping centerman Dylan Strome around for 5 years at 5 mil. For me, great contract. Yeah. He's still young. I think he's 27, 26, maybe even 25. He's still really young. First round pick in the top 15. This guy's he's good. And
essentially he's still in his he's right in his prime right now, technically.
Yeah, he's coming into his prime. 5 years, they're gonna get every year of his prime, and it's not a bad contract.
Yeah,
$5 million. That's some third liners get paid that on teams.
Mm-hmm.
That's second to first line player. He's gonna be getting first line minutes when guys like Kuznetsov and Backstrom retire.
Yeah,
I think Backstrom's pretty much done, and Kuznetsov's not far off. So good for Stromer. I hope he does well there. An even younger player for the Buffalo Sabres. This is my favorite contract signing, Dylan Cousins. What a great power forward. Canada's own, the very first player from the Yukon territories.
Oh boy.
I believe it's the Yukon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's Whitehorse.
It's
either Whitehorse or it's see, my brain's tricking me now. It's either Whitehorse Yukon or Yellowknife Northwest Territories.
No, someone's driving, pounding on their steering wheel. Fucking.
I know, but anyway.
This is what it is.
But yeah, Cousins, 7 years, 7.1 million. Fantastic contract. I love it. He's going to be so good for them. Like Cousins, he's their top line center. Like him and Thompson, they are going to light up the league. Like
Mhm.
Buffalo's doing things right this
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Like he's no Eichel. He's not going to leave or refuse to like.
No.
He is so good, and he'll be their captain one day. Like him and Thompson are going to
Oh,
be the C and the A. Whichever one gets it, take your pick. Like
I think the other one's gonna wear the C. Thompson's gonna wear the C. I
Thompson.
think.
Yeah, well, there's also you got to think of Rasmus Dahlin too, right? So
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's in the running.
right, yeah, and they've got good goaltending prospects. My favorite goalie name in the league, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Fuck, I wouldn't even try to say that.
They call him UPL. That's his
Oh.
nickname. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, so good contract for him, and then a good two-way D-man. Toronto chooses to keep him around. Connor Timmins, 2 years at 1.4 mil. Good for that's a Kyle Dubas W, I think. Keeping around a guy who can play both sides of the ice, and he's good. He's got size. He's got a good pedigree. He's been good at every level's played at. He's stable. That's what I think they like most. They know they're not getting a guy like Justin Hull on their team who's he's a liability in every zone he's in. Timmins is the complete
That's
opposite.
how you really feel. Holy.
I mean, Leafs fans feel the same way, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But like,
Oh, that's funny.
good contract. Jordan Harris, 2 years at 1.4 as well. Jordan Harris, real tough nut. That boy can lay the body in Montreal. Man, like Montreal, they're building a really good squad. Like, look out for them.
Yeah, they're gonna be tough as shit too. They're gonna
They got
hit
Arbor,
you.
Jack guy.
Yeah,
like,
they're gonna hit you. They're gonna score on you, and they're gonna beat the shit out of you at the same time. That team
Yep.
coming up, probably in I'll say in the next probably 3 to 4 years. Montreal
3 to 4 years from now,
dangerous.
a lot of good picks coming up. And then final contract signing, just yesterday, Phoenix Copley, 1 year at 1.5 mil. Copley, the Kings this year, they've been kind of searching for an answer in goal, right? They called up Copley. I think he's like 15-3-1. Mind you, he only has like an 890 something save percentage, but that doesn't matter. 15 wins and 20 games played, like he's a great goalie for them.
Not to mention too, the Kings have been actually, everybody expected them to be like shitty, and they've been actually pretty good this season for the kind of they're not horrible. Their record's not bad.
In the division.
The record's not that bad.
No. I picked them to be good this year. That's the thing.
So whatever, as long as they're fucking.
No, they're gonna be good.
Games.
They're currently 4th in the division, so they have the wild card. They're 28, 18, and 7. So by no means a bad record.
Bad at all.
They're good, and they're only a few points away from top of the division.
Only 2 points back of Edmonton.
Yeah, so they're gonna be.
See, they're not that bad. You're looking at me over there like
I'm looking at you because you said it, everyone thought they were gonna be bad.
Well,
I didn't.
I know.
You want to pull out the sheet?
You're a fucking.
I think I actually picked them. I think I picked them to win the division.
Where is that sheet? Pull that shit out right now. What do you got on it?
Pacific Division.
Oh, look at this. He's holding that
Los
shit up to
Angeles in first.
Oh, okay. All right. So you got him in. He's got him in. I'm calling.
We'll see. I don't know if they'll finish in first, but it's a toss up, right? That whole division is really tight. Vegas kind of fell off. They started out insanely hot. They're still doing well. They're second team to 30 wins in the league, I believe, but they're 31, 18, and 4. So we'll see.
Man,
They could be caught. But when it comes to trades, I will discuss that before we move on.
okay.
So,
can you and I shoot the shit on something real quick? That's been
okay. Go ahead.
That's been bugging me lately. And as a Wings fan, are we gonna get Larkin signed? Because after watching him play for the past couple games, I'm like, you know what I mean?
I think we're gonna.
I don't want to lose him over like 500,000 to $1 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Totally. I don't think he's gonna be traded. Then again, I don't know Yzerman's like limits. I don't know how cold-hearted he is. Like that, he would just tell the captain.
Like, it makes me nervous is he let Steven Stamkos hit free agency. That's
Well,
the
to
part
be
that
fair,
makes me nervous.
Stammer, I think it was like the first day that they signed or something like
Yeah, but
that.
still, that's a big fish hitting the fucking pond, though.
That's true. Yeah, it was close. I think it was like an hour into free agency. Eisman signed him.
Yeah.
It,
But still, he let
that's
him go there, though.
right. And I think Stammer might have been a touch younger,
Mhm.
maybe a year younger than
Just
Larkin.
like I
So a
said, like
little.
he's at first I was like, whatever, and then I'm watching him play over the past couple games. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, today. Well, today there was a
He's
matinee
like,
game. They won
yeah,
5-2.
that's what
Lark's
I
had
mean.
3
I
points.
watched it. I watched
Yeah.
it. He was amazing. That's why I'm like, fuck.
And he went full sweat mode at the All-Star game.
I just want him to sign. Just sign. Please.
I
Just fucking sign. Let's get this. Like,
it,
he wants 9 or whatever. Give him 8.5.
but Eisman's hard-nosed
I know
free
he's a
agent.
hard ass, so
Well,
but
that's the thing. See, I keep saying it. They've got Raymond and Sider coming up. Do you really want to put like
no.
if you start giving everybody, oh well, here's $1 million because you want it, here's $1 million because you want it extra, you're gonna run out of cap space real quick, right?
Yeah.
What if Sider? What if you give 8 to Sider? Let's say 8x8, which he might want more because the D-man market is getting thin. But let's say he wants 8x8. Now all of a sudden, oh well, now I want 9. You gave it to Larkin. Why don't you give it to me? You want me to be a part of your franchise? And then it's
Would
then
you be
go to
good with like Larkin getting a like 8x8?
yeah,
I'd
eight by
take an
eight.
8x8
That's
all
same
day.
here. That's my line.
Fuck. I don't know.
Maybe 8.25.
I just don't want to lose him. That's all.
Neither do I. But here's the thing: if Eiserman does so choose to trade him, it's gonna be something incredible. Like it better be more than what Horvat got. I saw people online going, "Oh well, Larkin won't net that because Horvat's better than him." Are you kidding me? Larkin has the same amount of points as him, and he's averaged like 20 more points across his whole
Yeah.
career. This is like, don't get me wrong, Horvat's a great player. This is like
Mhm.
his one great season where he's over a point per game.
Just
Larkin
makes me
was
nervous.
point per game last year. Struggled the year
makes-
before that, but then before that he was again point per game, and that was like bottom Red Wings.
Yeah.
That was like Horvat.
it
He's
just
played on a mediocre team this whole time. So
Just makes me nervous. I just want him to sign.
hey,
Um,
listen, we'll get him. We'll get him down. But here's the big trade. Here's the big kahuna. Here's the big thing that went down in Chinatown.
Uh-oh.
Am I allowed to say that?
Sure.
Okay. There's no don't read into that, anybody. There was no I didn't mean anything bad by that. But anyway. Vladimir Tarasenko. He makes the jump to the Big Apple. New York Rangers get him at 50%. This is the most ridiculous trade in my mind. 50% retained and Nico Mikkola from the Blues in exchange for, this is it, conditional first round pick 2023. Samuel Blais, who played for the Blues, then went to the Rangers. Now he's back on the Blues. And a conditional fourth round pick and Hunter Skinner, a defensive prospect, who's like a B prospect. What are you doing, St. Louis? You just gave away one of your best defensive defensemen, who on his own could have netted a second, maybe a first, if you got close to the deadline, and Tarasenko at 50% retain. You just gave them a discounted 40 goal scorer and a defensive defenseman for, a late first round pick and an OKD prospect.
Mm-hmm. And you're letting this
and
guy
a fourth
go
line checking forward. Like,
and he's
are you
been
kidding
doing-
me?
And he's lighting it up already.
Yeah, and here's the thing. That's going to kill the market now. Teams aren't going to want to trade their superstars. They're going to be like, that's all I'm going to get? Are you kidding me? Like Timo Meier? What? Timo Meier, he's about the same. He'll probably net about the same, or at least you thought he was going to.
Mm-hmm.
I sure as hope Meier gets more than just like a conditional first and a couple of okay players. Like,
Where do
man,
you think he'll end up?
so a
You're
lot
not
of
gonna
people
s-
say
You're not going to say Toronto, are you?
no, but a lot of people have been saying that Toronto's been tenuously linked to.
Meyer.
Timo Meyer.
Okay,
But
so while we're
here's-
on the thing with the Leafs,
yeah.
let's get into that because I know that's what you were just about to do, right?
Right, but you also asked me where I thought Meyer was going to go.
Okay, yes, that first. Sorry,
New Jersey Devils.
think so. Fuck.
This offseason, they were looking for a scoring winger. They missed.
All right.
They really, really remember who they really wanted? Johnny Gaudreau.
Ooh. Anyway,
Missed on him. Guess what? They ended up getting a consolation prize, although he hasn't really been a prize. Andre Palat, who's kind of underperformed. He's been injured. But Jack Hughes is litting it up. Jesper Bratt, like their old team's done well this year. Finishing piece, a big power forward. They need some guy who can drive the net, a guy who's just got a wicked shot. I think Timo Meyer, man, they've got the picks, they've got the prospects, and it's not going to hurt their system. And hey, why not? This year, we're guaranteed to make the playoffs. I go for it.
and
I
also
go for it.
speaking of New Jersey too, you said they were kicking the tires on Brock Besser, correct? Too, right?
Another scoring winger, right?
Imagine they
Brock Besser
add
is
both
like
of
your
those guys.
discount. Timo Meyer. Oh, if they added both of them, oh my gosh. Play them both around Hughes. One's a left wing, one's a right wing. Ooh. That'd be gross.
That should be fun.
Power forward, playmaker, sniper. It's a cheat code. Anyone who plays NHL knows that. NHL franchise mode, that's
boy.
you get the +5 chemistry if you get the power forward, playmaker, sniper. But man, they're just the Devils could make some noise. I think they got to get a goalie. Because Vitek Vanacek, don't get me wrong, his stats are great, but playoff experience, he played like one game for the Capitals last year. Maybe they go knocking on someone's door like Vancouver and say, hey, we'll give you a package deal for Thatcher Demko and Brock Besser.
Because originally we had thought that he would go to the Leafs, the goalie, but Kyle fucking Dubas said that he was okay with his goaltending situation, that he wants to address the D and the forwards at the deadline. So now we know that
you better
kind of
address
scratches
them
Toronto.
winning the series, or else he's gone, I think. But you know what? I have confidence in the Leafs. Like, I'm a Wings fan, but I don't hate, like, yeah, I'm not a fan of the Leafs. Are you kidding me? They're the Leafs. But, like, I don't hate them to the point where I, like, curse them or anything. But, like, I want to see them at least get out of the first rounds, so the Leafs fans will kind of zip the lip and stop saying it's their year, stuff like this. Like, I feel for them. Like, there's genuinely some sad people out there. Like, they're really, like, you could tell they're frustrated by it, and I'm sure so is Shanahan and that whole organization. They want to get the monkey off their back, and
you want to know how I feel about it?
What?
About Leafs fans?
What?
Oh, it all depends. Do I want to stir up a bunch of shit right now, or do I want to, because, you know, that's just what we like doing.
You could ride the line.
I don't know. Some Leaf fans piss me off. Okay. And then those are the ones that I say, like, okay, I'm not even going to use the 1967 chirp on you. However, remember what you and I were shooting the shit about. So that's fine. The Leafs won the cup last time. It was 1967. Well, in 1967, there was only 6 teams in the league. So technically, you only had to win 2 series to win the Stanley Cup back then. So technically, in Toronto's 100 whatever year history, hasn't won more than 2 playoff series in a playoff run.
Wow.
Look it up. Look it up.
That's
so.
Isn't
that fucked up? Because they've had some good teams, man. They've made some good runs, but they've never made it. Actually, they've never won more than 2 playoff series. Because
they have.
When they won
93.
Yeah, but they lost in the 3rd series.
Right, but they won
2. So they never
won 2. Oh, okay.
So they never won more than 2 playoff series.
Right. Yeah, you're right. They made the conference finals and lost to the Kings.
That's the 3rd round, and they lost. So they didn't win 3 playoff series.
Yeah,
Isn't that fucked up when you think about that? Because think about some of the teams that Toronto's that team in '93 was a fucking wagon.
Oh yeah, they
That
were
Toronto team
gross.
was like they had everything, man. They hit, they fought, they scored, they fucking would beat the
They had a
shit
good
out.
goalie,
Like
Felix the Cat.
that's what I mean. But think about some of the teams they've had, and then think about that. That's fucked up. It's weird how sports. It's weird how
Here's
sports
the
is,
way you
man.
said that.
It's
You're like,
weird how
that's pretty
sports
messed up,
is.
man. But
it's weird how sports can work out. But honestly,
listen,
and I've said I'm not picking on you, Leafs fans, although I am a little bit. I love you still. But I've said on this show that when the Leafs make it through the first round, whenever they do it, when they make it through the first round, I've always said, look the fuck out when they do. So I'll give you that. But they just
so
got to get out.
couple of big fish in the water. I want to ask you where you think they'll go, just based on like team necessity and stuff like that. First, I'll ask you, maybe a lesser known name, but it's been popular the past couple of years. Jacob Chikrin. Where do you think he lands?
Chikrin,
Yeah,
I could see a team like LA.
agreed.
I could see a team like LA jumping in on him. It's a nice piece thing with Doughty and it just
Man,
it would add a really nice piece, but what could they send back though?
oh, they've got plenty of prospects
Okay.
and picks. Like LA's been collecting prospects. They got a multitude of center prospects. I'd think it'd probably be couple firsts or a first and guy like maybe Alex Turcotte.
Yeah, true.
Or
Heart and
maybe
soul guy.
maybe they come right out, and I doubt this would ever happen. But they knock on the door for Byfield. I don't think LA does that, but
What
you
if it's
never
only
know.
him and a couple picks or something?
How about do you want that cup, or how about do you want your
Oh,
future?
that's what I mean. That's the thing,
Right?
too,
He's your
So
future first line center. He's a great big thundering power forward.
that's walking a fine line.
Right. I'll personally agree with you and say LA. Now, the second name that's one of the biggest fish left on the board after Tarasenko got shipped out is Patrick Kane. Where do you think he goes? Because the Rangers were likely his top option, right? Especially now after what he recently said. He said he was very displeased with the fact, this is his words paraphrased, very displeased that they chose Tarasenko over him as their big trade chip to bring in. But who do you think? Kane, where's he going?
Oh man, why do you got to do this to me? I could see I don't know if I have the cap room or anything to get him, but I could see either New Jersey or maybe Dallas.
Yeah.
Might be a nice landing spot. If he goes to Dallas, plays with Ben and fucking Sagan and
No, now it's the new kids there. Robertson,
yes,
Hintz,
that's what I mean.
Pavelski. They're
Could
nasty.
get that could get nasty. And I'll say one of those two teams.
I'll say Dallas or his old hometown. They're looking to make a playoff
Buffalo?
push. Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule it out, but I don't think he wants to make a playoff push. I think he wants to make a cup push
That's true.
because he's on the back nine.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's
Buffalo's
face it.
Buffalo's pretty.
I could see him maybe
inexperienced
trying
and-
to go somewhere to make a run and maybe towards the end of his career signing for a year or two there just to say that he played there in his hometown. But
yeah,
kind of like Austin Matthews is going to do with Arizona at some point.
oh
So
yeah, it's coming.
yeah.
Leafs
So
fans don't like the idea of it, but
sorry,
they all
Leafs
know
fans,
it's
but
coming.
I'm not picking on you. I'm not picking on you. Promise.
All
Who
right,
else you got? Is there anybody else?
that's all. But I do want to ask some more questions about like picks and stuff like this. So,
Oh boy.
give me your conference finals matchup. East and West right now. Who do you actually think is going to be there?
So
Not
who do
who you
I
want
think is going to play to
in
see
the
who
conference
plays for the
finals?
Stanley Cup?
Yep.
Oh man. All right, so we'll do the East first.
All right.
I think it's going to be Boston
Okay.
playing. I think it's going to be Boston and Carolina. Could that possibly line up?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think, okay, let's go with those two, Boston and Carolina. Why? What do you think for the East? Do you want me to throw in my West ones too now then?
Yeah,
Or do you
go
want me
ahead.
to? Okay,
No,
so
you do your bracket there, so.
West, I'm gonna say Kale McCarr and all them are out right now. Fuck.
But Colorado has worked themselves back into a playoff spot.
They have,
So,
yes. So, and I can't really, but when they get everybody back, that's the thing. I can't doubt them, defending champs. Okay, so I'm gonna say it's gonna be Colorado, and I'm gonna say, don't ask me why, but whatever. But I'm gonna say Edmonton's gonna make a push.
again, all right. So the
So
same
I,
matchup from last year,
yes.
a repeat. So I like those picks. I'll say from the East, Tampa Bay. They got the experience. You know, they
Tampa's,
got Vasilevsky in net.
you
Victor
know what he's
Hedman.
saying, Leaf fans? That means he's saying Leafs are losing in the first round because that's who they're gonna play.
Well, Tampa's just got the experience, right?
Yeah.
And I mean,
Oh,
they're
I
good.
love it.
And then I think Tampa's going to move on and they're going to be playing up against the Carolina Hurricanes,
Ooh.
who, for anyone wondering, they would be my cup pick as of now. So Carolina, Tampa in the East, and in the West, I love Dallas. Dallas is my second favorite team, and I just feel this year they have something that they hadn't had in the past few. Even when they went to the finals against Tampa a couple years ago, they've just got more scoring. Their defense is still on par. They got Jake Ottinger in net, who's crazy. He's a wall. Yeah, I think Dallas, and I'm gonna say the Los Angeles Kings get enough pieces,
Ooh.
and I think Jonathan Quick refines his form.
Oh boy.
That's my hot pick out of those four that I've mentioned, but I just think that they're like Anze Kopitar, Drew Doughty, those guys are just gonna
Mhm.
give it their all. They know they're pretty much done.
I'm gonna say Carolina wins it all.
So same as me. Yeah.
Carolina. I just like them in every
They're
aspect.
built to win a cup. They got the right coach, the
Coaching,
right
everything. Yeah.
forwards, the goalies,
Yeah.
Freddie Anderson. Watch Freddie Anderson win a cup. I just want to see the Leafs fans be like, no.
Okay. Okay, we are actually picking on you a
Sorry.
little bit.
But
Yeah.
man, that'd be gut wrenching. No, you gave that guy
Oh.
away, and who you got in net? Oh, Matt Murray.
Well, look at the
Like,
Tigers. Look at the Tigers. So same thing. Like all their guys that they had when they were playing for the World Series, all their fucking
yeah,
starters, Verlander,
Justin
Scherzer, all
Verlander.
those
Oh my
guys,
gosh, now he's on
all
a
those
wagon,
guys, yeah,
bro.
all those
Well, he
guys,
was on a wagon.
they've all won the World Series now
Yeah,
that they left Detroit. So it's kind of the same
and
thing. But
but
it's funny.
this isn't home run hockey. It's hat trick hockey.
Yes,
So,
it is. I'm just proving a point.
all right. So what else you got? You got anything on the back
I'm
burner to bring up?
not really, bro. We still want to do hat trick hockey bumps too, by the way, people.
Oh
So make sure
yes.
you fucking write into our Instagram account when you win tourneys or you're doing anything like that. We still want to do that. We still want to bump minor hockey. So hit us up. What about you? You got anything else or are you good?
I did want to mention one more thing that Lou said right after he signed Bo Horvat. He was interviewed
Oh,
at the press conference and they asked him, they're like, "What are your thoughts on the contract?" And he goes, "It's too long and for too much money."
yeah.
Well, at least he's not trying to pull the wool on anyone.
Lose a
But
fucking hard ass. Such a
dude,
hard
that's
ass.
that's so funny. Like you just signed this guy to this deal and you roast him like that.
Yeah. And
Like,
then you
but
tell him,
it's true. Like all these guys,
then he had to shave his face.
oh my gosh, yeah. No beard.
Mhm.
Just Lou makes me scratch my head.
It's so funny.
Like, dude, yeah,
Um,
I remember I told you this story about that prospect day. He didn't get his COVID shot, and he's like playing Swiss B League now. He
mhm.
was like a top prospect for them, Bodie Wild, and then he got shipped out to Europe, and he's just never gonna see the NHL again.
Yeah. Fuck. It's
Or
crazy.
Josh Hosang. Like, man, the Islanders just hate players who are their top picks. They're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna make sure you go through hell's fire before you make the Islanders. Like,
So you don't want to be a top pick on the Long Island, is what you're saying?
nope. Make
With
sure
Lou,
you
with
have a
Lou as
crap interview.
GM, anyways.
Yeah, make sure you have a bad interview with them. So
That's funny.
no, I'm kidding. I'm joking. Love Islanders fans are nice people. So
also, too, everybody, I posted the link. Tristan shared it too. Smash that nominate button for us for the community
Yes.
likes.
oh my gosh, yeah.
Smash it.
All the support,
it.
like it means a lot to us.
Mhm.
It helps us get better. You know, you guys get out there and like we can get bigger.
We
Who
want
knows how far
gold.
we can carry this? Yeah.
We want gold.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Ricky Bobby.
Yep.
Shake and bake over here. Okay.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. So we want to get the shit going. But for everybody who has, so just so you know, you can vote every 24 hours and it keeps you on a clock. So it's every 24 hours you can vote. Smash that nominate button on here. Let's get the boys in there so we can just keep rocking Essex County like we've been doing. It's fun.
Yes, sir.
On that note, do you have anything else that you'd like to talk about, or are you good to go?
I'm ready to roll on with my night
Yeah.
and sail
too.
off into the sunset. And
There's lots of hockey on too. So guys, we got
Yep.
some big interviews coming up for you guys too. So be sure to watch out for those. And until next time, Ant, Tristan, we're signing off. We're out of here. See ya.
Have a good day, everyone.
I've lost my fight with time. My numbers up and up the line. I gaze at the darkness, so empty. Just looking for the light. Shelter